Afternoon. Today's video is going to be a follow-up video on the air layer that we did earlier this year, and we're going to look at the successes and the failures that you can experience. And with the successes, we want to show you how to pot those and get those trees set up and growing in a pot. And so I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe, and we'll get into it. Okay, so here is the bad news first. We tried to take an air layering on this bloodgood back in April, and as you can see, it's looked like it just calloused over and it did not take. So probably what I'm going to end up doing with this tree is actually probably just go ahead and cutting this branch off, and we'll make this new lead, and then this part will just have to get trashed. So I hate to see it. Alright, so I think where we're going to end up cutting this guy, so right here looks like there would be nodes to pop out, so I think we're going to do it up here just so that the dieback doesn't go all the way down to here, and then later in the year, once this has died off, we'll clean all that up. So let's go ahead and we're just going to take it off right here like that. So as you can see, that was quite a large branch that we took off. So hate to see it go, but it's not going to be part of the design of the tree. Now we want to put some cut paste onto the cut so that we do not have any disease or anything get in there like that. So there is the cut. Put the cut paste on, so that should prevent any disease or fungus from getting in. Okay, so the 3 air layers that we did, good one up there, one over here, and as you can see, the birds kind of got to it, and then we have one over here. So we're going to look at each one of these, and I believe they are good to go. So let's start with this one here. So as you can see there, we got some roots kind of growing through there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut the branch off right here, keep this all intact, and then we'll take it over and we'll get it, see what the results are. That was a rather big one. Didn't realize how much that took out. Okay, as I mentioned, that was quite a large branch. I didn't realize how big that branch was going to be. So that one up there is going to be even bigger. So what we need to do is we need to get this trim back quite a bit. So I think a lot of this is going to get trimmed back to probably about here on a lot of these, because that little root ball is not going to be able to support all this. So there's going to be a lot that's going to get cut off. So we'll start that process now. Alright, so one of the things I need to do is I need to get some more soil mixed up. So the soil mix I'll be using is, here is just some pine bark. You can find this fairly cheap at your local hardware store. And we'll be sifting that. And we'll also be mixing in kind of this gravel into the pine bark, and that will allow it to free drain pretty well. So let's sift out some of the larger bits. So when doing this, we want to get all these big bits and these big pieces of bark out, and I usually just toss them off to the side, and that will leave us with some of this really fine stuff. And what we'll end up doing is we'll do another sift with a finer mesh. So with this finer mesh, let's go ahead and scoop up what we did, and then we'll sift it, and that will get rid of all the fines, and we are left with kind of that type of soil with the pine bark, the size of the pine bark, and that will be a good size to mix in with the gravel. Alright, now that we did one pass on the pine bark, now we got to get the really fines out of it. So we'll go through another pass and get all the fines out. That'll leave us with kind of this nice small pieces of bark that will do well in holding the fertilizer and everything that we add to the soil once we get the tree in. Alright, so after we've sifted all the soil, and the as you can see, we got a lot of the fines out. So what this does, this holds moisture, and we don't want it to do that. One thing I'm trying to figure out is what to do with this. So if any of you have an idea of what I can repurpose this for, that would be great. I have a couple buckets of it, and I'm just not sure exactly what to use it for. But we started with a full 5-gallon bucket, which included all these fines. After we filtered everything out, now took it down to half. So now we're going to add our small rock mixture. So this rock mixture here, we're going to add it, and this is going to allow draining and not to hold as much moisture. So that's going to be good. So we'll start adding that to the soil now. I'm going to empty this out, clean this out, and then we'll mix it all up in this tub. Do about 3 scoops. We'll mix it up and see how it looks. I think that is, actually I think that's pretty good. I think that's a good mixture. So that's going to be our soil that we're going to put the trees in, along with the sphagnum moss around the tree. Let's go ahead and put some soil in our pot to get it prepared. Let's take this off. I got a spray bottle here to keep our roots moist, but as you can see, that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to be gentle with removing this sphagnum moss. So not damage the roots. Let me get some water on it. Maybe that'll help loosen up the moss a little bit here. So keep our roots nice and moist. We may just go ahead and, I think we're going to go ahead and put it in the pot, because I don't want to risk it. So we're going to go ahead and lift this up, put it in like so. Try to pull away some of this sphagnum moss if you can. Said, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to have it standing upright, and we're going to wire it to one of these fence posts so that it does not move around. Pack that in as best we can. A little spider. It's actually holding up pretty well. Alright. So I think there is one. Just kind of zoom out a little bit. So there's the There's the tree in the pot. And so we'll get this down and we'll get it watered. Alright, let's take a look at this tree. Let's see what we're working with here. So let's take this off. Oh yeah, so looks like we got some roots back here. Probably not as lot as I was hoping for. Can't go back now. What's done is done. So we'll just hope that we're able to get this guy to root in the pot. So we'll go ahead and get the pot ready. So stick him down in the pot. So there we go. Get some soil. That. This all in around it. And same thing with the other one, we're going to tie this to the fence so it doesn't move on us. Alright, so let's get it tied to the fence and get it watered.